Thinking about moving to London? Well, definitely stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to be highlighting for you what it actually costs to move to London in 2024. And oh, stay tuned because I'm also going to feature the one big mistake that I made. Hi everyone, Arinzeh here. I am a buying agent here in London and relocation agent. I absolutely love working with clients from around the world looking to get their perfect piece of London, whether they're buying or selling. So in this video, one of the key things you're going to probably be thinking about is what does it actually cost you to move to London? So let's dive in and highlight some key considerations you're going to need to keep in mind. London is a vast and diverse city, and neighborhood by neighborhood is definitely going to differ. It's also going to impact affordability depending on where you want to be and access to events and amenities that you want. Watch my video to discover my top neighborhoods in London, and we'll have the link right above. Now, if you are moving to London from abroad, another tip for expats is setting up a UK bank account as soon as possible to avoid international transaction fees. However, as you need a UK address to set up a UK bank account, that's not always straightforward. Many major UK banks also have so-called international or expat accounts like the HSBC Expat Bank Account. These are significantly designed for non-residents, so they might be a great option if you don't have the documents to prove your UK address. You can even apply for an international account online. Make sure if you are moving to London, you register with NHS. Private health care is also available but can be expensive and varies depending on age, smoking status, location, and type of cover. My top tip is when you register with a GP, try to see the same GP. I've been going to the same GP for my whole time in London. They get to know you personally. While there might be other doctors that you can see sooner, I find it's important to stick with the same doctor you're happy with, who's really going to understand your situation as it evolves over the years. If you have children and considering schools, then you definitely want to research and apply to schools early as spots in good schools fill up. What's great is even if it's secular or non-secular, you're going to have free options from the state schools or what's known in America as public schools, but public schools here mean private, so don't want to confuse things. Point is, there'll be some fantastic free options, and that's a great way to consider and manage your budget. For housing, the thing I recommend first, obviously, is for my clients to make sure that they create a budget to factor in their property requirements, as London can be an expensive city. Renting in London might be the best option as you can get accustomed to an area, culture, and search for the long-term home, but this can also come at a big ongoing cost, and ultimately you have nothing to show for it. Average expectations on the housing side. If you're renting, one bedrooms in the City of London can go between £2,400 and £3,500 per month. One bedrooms outside the city centre can drop from £1,600 to about £2,200 per month. For 3-bedroom options, you might be looking at £3,000 to £6,000 per month within the city centre, and outside the city centre, £23,000 to £4,000 per month. If you're thinking about buying, price per square foot in the city centre typically ranges from about £882 per square feet to £2,043 per square foot. Also, price per square foot outside the city centre can range from £600, about £603, to £929 per square foot. Remember, utilities aren't included in your rent, and you need to ensure that you have this included in your monthly budget. Make sure to consider council tax, electricity, gas, water, internet, and TV. Obviously, if you're buying and own the property, you'll also need to consider service charges. Monthly utilities can be approximately about £224, but can be considerably higher depending on location. And internet will range from about approximately £41 a month as a starting point. For transportation, unlike other cities, you can in fact get around London very easily with public transport. You can hire a car if you want to travel further and don't want to buy a car. Parking, though, can be very expensive if your property doesn't include a parking space, as most of London is restricted. Permanent parking can be paid for certain neighbourhoods and can be purchased annually. With a minimum price of about £860, the London Borough of Islington represents the most expensive parking permit in the UK. This has actually increased by 271% over the last 10 years, up from 232 in 2013. So point being, well, that's a cost, expect that it'll continue to go up. For a monthly public transport pass, budget between 175 and 185 pounds per month, depending on zones covered. There is a cap on the daily adult transport costs on a bus fare or underground and rail fare. Morning peak times are from 4:30 to 9:30 Monday to Friday. Evening peak times apply if your departure is between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock Monday through Friday. For groceries, London is filled with amazing opportunities to eat out anywhere from street food to Michelin-starred restaurants and become quite expensive treat. Meals in an inexpensive restaurant are definitely going to cost you at least about £15 per entree, if not more. 3-course meal for 2 at a mid-range restaurant will easily cost you about £70. And monthly groceries for one person is approximately £200 to £300 per month. Other costs to consider include cell phone plans at £15 to £30 per month as a starting point, and gym memberships monthly, which should start between £40 to £60 per month. Considering a move from the US, moving costs, the average cost of move from the US to the UK, including shipping of household goods, can range from $3,000 to $10,000 depending on the volume of goods and the services chosen. Additional costs include visas, flights, and temporary accommodations, which can be another $1,000 to $5,000. So, what's my big mistake in moving to London? I definitely have to say is perhaps not considering enough neighborhoods and finding one that definitely had more green space. When I first moved to London, I considered areas for the amenities and what have you, but I didn't factor in green space. I now live in Queen's Park and absolutely love having green space in a park where I can play tennis and enjoy nature so easily. So that would be my mistake that I would definitely want to make sure I stress. Make sure to think about all the things that are important to you. And that's another great reason why renting before you buy is a great option. But I hope you found this video helpful and highlighted some things in terms of what you need to consider in terms of the actual cost of moving to London and what you need to factor. Make sure to check out my other videos about moving to London, renting and buying, and area guides where we highlight some of the best neighborhoods in London to consider. I'll see you in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if it's your first time on my channel, don't forget to subscribe to make sure you don't miss a single episode as we put out weekly videos about the London property market and living in this incredible city.